Okay guys, so I'm going to be starting with the thoracic cavity first. We got the lungs represented by the two plastic bags that are the primary organs of respiration responsible for gas exchange. We got the heart. It's a muscular organ that pumps blood throughout the body. If you want a quick little recap on the heart, we got deoxygenated blood from the body's tissues enters the right atrium via two major veins. It's going to be the superior vena cava carrying blood from the upper body, and the inferior vena cava carrying blood from the lower body. We got the right atrium is going to contract, pumping blood through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. The right ventricle then contracts, pumping blood through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary trunk and out of the left and right pulmonary arteries. This will take it to the lungs. In the lungs, blood picks up oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. Oxygenated blood then returns to the heart through the pulmonary veins and enters the left atrium. The left atrium contracts, pumping blood through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. The left ventricle contracts, pumping oxygenated blood through the aortic valve into the aorta. The aorta carries oxygenated blood to all parts of the body, and then the deoxygenated blood returns to the heart through the veins, completing the cycle. So that's a quick little recap on that. We got the trachea, which I used a straw, which is going to be this right here, to represent it. It's the airway that connects the larynx to the lungs. That's why the lungs are kind of like connected to that. We got the esophagus. It's a tube that carries food from the mouth to the stomach. For that, I kind of just used like a napkin and rolled it up. It's gonna be behind the trachea. Then we got the diaphragm. I used some yarn and try to make it into a dome-shaped shape. So it's like the diaphragm, as we know, is a dome-shaped muscle, and then it separates what's the thoracic and abdominal cavities. And then we'll go into the abdominal cavity. Okay, so for the liver, I used two things to represent it. It's the largest internal organ involved in various functions, including detoxification, nutrient storage, and bile production. So I used a shirt to shape it like the liver. You see? So that's the shirt. Tried to shape it like the liver a little. And then I used a strainer to represent the function. Just like a strainer filters food particles from liquids, the liver filters blood, removing toxins and waste products. And then we got the gallbladder, which stores and concentrates bile produced by the liver. That's going to be underneath here, and I'm using that I'm representing that by with the green bracelet. Then from now we're going to go into the stomach, which is this right here. As we know, the stomach is a muscular sac that breaks down food through mechanical and chemical processes. And then the bag represents like the stomach shape, and then the breadcrumbs inside symbolize the food being digested. We got the small intestine right here. Use some yarn, some white yarn, and it's the primary site of nutrient absorption. We got the large intestine. I used kind of like a cooking apron, just kind of did it like that. It absorbs water and electrolytes and stores waste products. Then we got the pancreas, which is gonna be over here underneath the stomach. I used a banana for that because of like the shape of it. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes and hormones like insulin and glucagon. Then we got the spleen. I used this it's like a cover for food. So I used it to represent the spleen, which, as we know, spleen filters the blood, removes old red blood cells, and stores platelets. Then we got the kidneys, which I used these two potatoes for the kidneys. It filters waste products from the blood and regulates fluid balance. The kidneys are positioned on either side of the spine behind the abdominal cavity, and they are more towards the back of the body than the liver and the stomach. For the pelvic cavity, we got the urinary bladder, which is going to store urine before it is expelled from the body, and then the water in the bottle symbolizes the urine being stored. We got the ureters, which are going to be these white yarn. connected to each kidney and then to the urinary bladder. As we said, they're the tubes that carry you from the kidneys to the bladder. Then we got the urethra. I honestly put that right here. Oh, it fell. Okay, well this goes, I put it like right here. As we know, that's the tube that carries urine from the bladder to the outside of the body. We got the rectum. So this apron had some like strings that you like tie with, and I kind of just went like behind it, and then I labeled it. So over here is going to be the rectum, and this is the anus over here. We know the rectum is the final section of the large intestine where feces are stored before elimination. And then the anus is the opening at the end of the digestive tract. And then we have what are going to be our ovaries. I'm used 2 white medicine caps. I did the fallopian tubes right here. We used red yarn for the ovarian ligament. I did another like red yarn over here. I used like a plastic wrap and then rolled it to make the cervix and the vagina. Cervix, I put it behind the urinary bladder. The vagina, sorry, this, remember as I said, it fell off and I had to put it right, it's like right there. But yeah, so it's the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, the uterus, the ovarian ligament I did, the cervix behind over here, and then the vagina. And so it kind of, like the whole model looks like this. And yeah, that's it.